Welcome to the Shake Up Podcast. I'm your host and co-founder of Mr. Consistent, Jarrad Bell. This is a podcast where we invite friends of the brand into our studio. We get to know their story a little bit better. We chat all things business, culture, and marketing, all while shaking up a few cocktails. This week on the Shake Up Podcast, we have Miss Moana Bikini herself, Karina Irby. Karina and her team are celebrating 10 years of Moana this year. We bring Karina back to the beginning and delve into how she created this bikini empire. From designing the label on her own to selling out in minutes, the growth of this business has been insane. With a combined total of over 1.8 million loyal followers, she's been able to build a community called the Moana Army. This community that doubles as a family was created for women around the world to feel supported, inspired, and comfortable in their own skin. Karina and Moana Bikini also have some really exciting projects coming their way this year. She dropped a little bit of inside info for us, so this might be a world exclusive. So let's get into this episode. Welcome to another episode of The Shake Up. We have a very special guest today in the studio, Karina Irby. Did I say it correctly?
You did finally, because off camera you were kind of bad at it.
Yeah, I know. I'm one of those people. I'm slightly dyslexic, and see, and I'm not very good at reading. I have to sound it out. So
you did well. Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah, welcome. Karina, you own Moana the label. You have a massive, fucking huge Instagram following. You have a very successful business. You're a Gold Coast local. Born and bred?
No, not born and bred, but for the last 10 years, so
Where are you born and bred then?
I'm born and bred from Port Macquarie, small little coastal town.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Nice. When did you move up here?
About 10 years ago to do uni, and then I just stayed.
It's pretty good up here, isn't it?
It's amazing.
Beaches, lifestyle. And that's what, I guess, funny story, Tom, who is our podcast producer here, you guys used to work together.
We did. How cute is that?
I know. Walked in the building. I didn't know you guys knew each other. That's pretty cool.
One of us is going well.
Come on, mate. I gave you a job. Karina, I want to, I don't know a whole lot about you. I've jumped on it. I see your Instagram pop up on my feed every now and then and stuff like that. And you obviously you're pretty fucking funny on Instagram.
Thank you, sir.
And you're very raw. You share everything. Where did this all start? How did it all start? Where does, the Instagram, I guess the Instagram fame or the Instagram following, how does one even start to begin to get, how many followers do you have? 1.2?
1.2 now.
That's
crazy. How did I trick so many people?
How does somebody go from 1,200 to 1.2 asking for a friend?
Well, let me tell you, it all started with a very good fart video, and the numbers went up from there. Honestly,
Really?
though, I found that the more raw I was online, the more people were jumping to my profile for a bit of a laugh.
Yeah.
So that kind of side really took off, and just showing struggles I had with my skin condition, posting silly videos, along with the cute ones. You still need the cute bikini pics.
Still need your cute stuff in between.
Absolutely.
That's so cool. And then did that kind of happen, or did Moana? Did I say it right then?
You did. Thank
Moana.
you.
My daughter loves the movie. Well, what is it, Moana, the Hawaiian movie? But what came first? The Instagram thing, the bikini line, or did the Instagram, you kind of saw you had a following, you're like, oh, I want to tap into this and try do something else with this audience? How did that all happen?
Moana always came first, actually. I started Moana in the back of the Billabong shed. Don't tell anyone.
I won't.
I was out the back posting in there non-stop, actually.
I think everyone started a business in Billabong. I started my business in Billabong.
Cheers. Should we drink to that?
Yeah,
just
absolutely. Cheers,
Yep.
Billabong.
Thank you so much. But Moana's Instagram took off well before mine. I had no intentions of being an Instagrammer. I don't even think back then an influencer was a thing.
Nah, yeah.
I still don't like to classify myself as an influencer. It's definitely not my full-time job.
Yep.
I do love to positively influence people, however. But yeah, no, Moana came first, and then I just started to put myself out there second, and that just naturally took off more. I think maybe because it's a personal account as opposed to a business account.
Yeah.
But Moana's account's still thriving, so happy days.
And you've got the Moana Army account as well?
The Moana Army is basically our loyal fans. So we wanted to give them a safe space off of Instagram and
Yep.
pretty much out of the public eye. So we started a private Facebook group.
Oh, cool.
And currently there's over 12,000 girls in there.
Wow.
We've had it up for just under 12 months. I don't know why we didn't do it sooner. I wish we did. But it's just a crazy, amazing place. Like a lot of oversharing as well, which is so fun. But no, it's been a really good hub for the business, not just from a sales perspective, but also for a community presence,
Yeah,
which
absolutely.
is great.
I think that's the one most important part of a business is having without a community around your business and customers, you don't really have much, but a product, right? Like,
absolutely. Community for us is, I think, why we've been so successful.
yeah. And then once you started sort of like, how the bloody hell do you grow to like the size of the business you are now? You're 10 years
10 years
almost?
this November.
That's mad. That is like, so started in 2011. Wow.
I know, isn't that
That's
nuts?
huge. Having a business for 10 years is a feat. Like this is my fourth business and the first business I was in for 3 years. And by 3 years, I was like, fuck, I need a rest. I need a break. Do you ever feel like you?
Right now. More shots, please.
Because you get to a point where you're like, oh shit, I've put my heart and soul into this for so long. Like at what point do you obviously your holiday, do you have, this is business time because your husband works in the business, right?
My fiance.
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 What's his name?
Yes, Ryan.
Shout out Ryan.
Hey Ryan. Yeah, he's our operations manager. I would actually be so lost without him working at Moana. So I'm so lucky we snagged him out of the editorial business just before they kind of went downhill. So that was really
Good
lucky.
timing.
But we're very good in the fact that work is work and home is home. Of course, we talk about work at home because we love it so much, but we're pretty good at doing nothing on the weekend. So that is definitely some nice chill time.
Just hanging out at the beach doing nothing.
Literally nothing.
The dream. So obviously the bikini brand came first. What inspired you to start that? Like, did you, like, obviously you moved here, you've fallen in love with the Gold Coast. Is it just a lifestyle here or what inspired you to actually start the business?
It's so funny. I always wanted to be more, I guess, than a sales rep or something. I mean, I never knew young what I wanted to get into, but just being in retail, I was like, I just want to be so much more than this. Like, I really want to create a cool space for girls because I suffered with bullying, like so many, I'm sure the listeners can relate to, like in high school, like people can be so mean, damn it.
I talked to somebody the other day. We had Chris Black here. I was like, I got heavily bullied at high school and it was the worst.
Yeah, it sucks. And you're so immature at the time, you don't know how to handle it. And I always thought I want to do something cool for women that have just, want a cool space.
Yeah.
So that was always in the back of my mind. But Moana actually started because I was let go at my retail store. And prior to that, my dad always said, you should start up your own bikini line. You've talked about it for so long, being a little surfer girl, and you should just do it. And I was like, no experience. Thanks, Dad. But thanks for picking me up. But one day I got this call from my boss and he just very randomly let me go. And I was so upset because that job was everything to me. It was like a family, community, a lot of respect there. So when I just randomly got let go, I had all this fire in my tummy and I was like, no, you know what? I don't have to deal with this. I don't need to be treated like, how I have. I'm going to do what I've always wanted to do. And I called my dad. Dad, I've just been fired. I'm starting the bikini label.
I'm going for it.
I'm doing it. So my dad actually said, you go, buddy. And he lent me $800 and I actually started wholesaling a Hawaiian retailer for the first just under 12 months of Moana with no intention of learning how to design my own.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So it was like a passion project with a little bit of fire in there, like the perfect cocktail.
And then you were like, was there a point where you're like, holy shit, I'm 12 months in, like this is working? Like, like the dream's on the horizon, or is it?
Yeah, it was hard. I mean, like, again, I never wanted to go and be like, you know what, I want to be a business bitch. Like that was never my intention at all. But when I did the first 12 months into it, after I got rid of the Hawaiian retailer and started to design my own, I dropped my first. It was very minimal quantities, but I was so excited because I designed it all myself and I spent way too long on YouTube learning how to do all this stuff. So
did you have to learn like Illustrator or something?
Oh my God,
like
the
that?
whole Adobe suite, pattern making, business. I was on Big Cartel at the time, designing logos, like everything.
That's so cool.
So it was a lot of work but so fun. And when I dropped the first collection, it actually sold out in 11 minutes.
That's
and my
cool.
first customer was actually over in the States. So I just like sat on the floor in my spare bedroom and I cried because I was so excited. But I was like, what am I going to do now? I have no bikinis left. Like we need to make more.
I'm done. I've got all this money from all these people. I've got to ship all these orders and it's go time.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, this is something special straight away. So I was onto it and I was so excited.
That's so cool. What platform, like, do you have any platform? You guys use Shopify or anything like that?
Yeah, we're on Shopify. We use Gorgeous Chat as well.
Yeah.
We find that very good. Our customers love to chat a lot. So having that online service has just been amazing because you can fix a problem or you can personally fit somebody instantly.
And that's probably where your community started to grow, right? Like it's a lot of that community is customer service and actually pulling them into this. Like we use those two exact programs. Like I've used Shopify plenty of times, but the chat is like to be able to communicate with your customer right then and there, or like my wife will be like, she's our general manager, but she's got the chat on her iPhone and she'll jump on, like it'll be a sad day. And I'm like, what are you doing? She's like, I'm just talking to a customer. I'm like walking them through the process and blah, blah, blah. Like being able to create the community around your business and around your brand.
Yes.
And then it follows through and they start communicating. Once they get the product, they start communicating to you on Instagram and Facebook and showing other people that they've bought it. And that's how you grow your community, I feel like.
Absolutely. I mean, I think that a positive experience coming from the customer service level, which I feel like people see customer service as like some basic job, but really it's absolutely everything. If you are assertive and you get onto it straight away, or you give the customer a present, or you just greet them in a cute, fun, quirky way, like they love it. And it's instant, like we're going to tell our friends. So it's a lot of fun. I think customer service is the most important job.
It's the best. Our customer service, Brooke, does an amazing job. With the like staying motivated to grow your brand, like for us here, like me, Mikey and Jeremy, the three owners, we all slogged ourselves for the first 12 months, like 7 days a week. We're doing market stalls, all those kind of things. But we genuinely were, the thing that kept us going was like the reaction of people and like people saying, oh, we love your stuff. You know, you guys, we drink it at home. We can drink it at a club. Like the motivation was actually changing the way people drink cocktails and how they drink cocktails at home. Is there things that keep you motivated that aren't necessarily monetary value? Like sales obviously keep people motivated and dangle the carrot for staff and all those kind of things. But is there anything that keeps you personally motivated to like keep growing, or in those stages to keep growing and keep producing more lines and new products and stuff like that?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So much. It really, again, comes back to our community. I personally chat with them too much.
Yeah.
Like, again, I know what half of them had for breakfast this morning. And they inspire me so much. And even just their feedback in our private Facebook group, just seeing them posting their videos and in Moana or doing their own meetups. Like prior to COVID, these girls were doing their own meetups, like, you know, in the States or in the Bahamas,
so cool.
wherever they are. And they're like, who wants to do a Moana meetup today? And seeing that on the other side of the world, where bringing girls together. They're wearing their Moana. Some of them aren't wearing Moana, but they just want to be a part of that lifestyle. Yeah. And seeing things like that, I'm just like, what? Like this is the most beautiful thing in the world. So things like that. We actually held a Moana Army event prior to COVID, right before that. And we had over 400 girls show up to the beach, just at Palm Beach.
That's so cool.
So good. And I still think that was probably one of the most inspiring days because everyone was there. The beats were on. Everyone was like creating these dance circles and the energy was just electric. And I'm standing there and I just felt like I couldn't take it in. I'm like, wait, what are we doing? Like this
what
is
going on? This is like somehow, shape or form, this is a result of the positive things I've done with my business and created. Yeah.
And I'm like, I just want everyone to have more and I want the best for everybody. And even with sales, like, I want to make sales to grow the business, but to grow the business for the customer, to give them more, you know, I just want to give them so much because they've done so much for me and I don't know if they understand
how much they've given you back. Yeah. That's pretty cool. Look, you can grow a bloody bikini brand overnight. Like it's a huge feat what you've created. And I'm like, to sit in this room and have a chat with you about those kind of things, so bloody cool. Oh,
thank you.
But I want to see how quick you can make a cocktail.
Wait, what?
Yeah. I want to see how quick. Do you make cocktails often?
I've never made a cocktail.
We're on here.
I get them made for me, guys.
Ryan, partner, he makes them? No. Or you just get them at the bar?
I'll get them at the bar.
Yeah, when you go out, you treat yourself.
Yeah.
Because we were chatting before and like you mentioned that you'd seen Mr. Consistent at the collective in Palm Beach where it kind of all started.
Yeah.
Jeremy always his partner owned it and he brought it out and he was like, oh, have a go at this, try. Which is like, that's a really cool story for me because that product in that contraption
Do you know I think I still have one? Because I got 3 of them. I'm pretty sure it's a Bloody Mary I have in my cupboard at home.
Is it still full of juice? I could probably get some shelf life on that.
Yeah, I'll have to bring it in.
That's so cool. Because that when we put that together, we were like, oh my God, we've made it. Like, this is going to be the new thing. Like that contraption of pouring the juice into the container and shaking the container.
So cool.
That's cool. Can you send me a photo? Because that's so cool.
Absolutely.
I'm trying to find photos of it. And I think I was like, what a dumb idea. Delete.
See, we all loved it that night at the collective. We were like, this is the coolest thing ever. Like, this is awesome.
That's so
and now
cool.
look at you guys. Like, it's just insane. Like, from strength to strength, really.
So you have made a cocktail.
Yeah, but it was that one.
It was
It was like,
We're on. All right, we're going to get set up and let's see how fast. The slowest time is 41 seconds. So we're going to get you to beat that 100%. Do
you know who's on top?
I'm on top. As 20:49 seconds is what I did it in.
I'm going to do it in 18.
Bartender. I've never been a bartender. So it is possible. Is there anyone on? Did you look at the board before you came in?
No.
Well, we'll have a look at it and see if there's anyone there that you want to get on top of. And
Okay.
We'll see if we can get you on top of them on the board.
We'll set some goals.
All right, we'll be back. All right, we're back and we're doing the speed test.
Whoa.
We've walked you through a little bit. 75 mils of mix, 45 mils of tequila, ice, shake, strain, garnish in under 41 seconds to not end up at the bottom of the leaderboard. We're going. I reckon we're aiming in the 20s. 100% we're going the 20s. All right.
Whoa.
We're going to do it on ready, set, go. Or do you want to do 3, 2, 1, go?
You know what? I'm going to leave that up to you.
All right.
Because you're dyslexic, you could mix the two up.
3, set, go.
I'm going to push the mic away now.
Push it away. Let's do it. All right. 3, 2, 1, go. All the way to the top. Fill it right up. Let's go. Fill it up. Dump it in. Bang. Don't worry about it. Make a mess. Second line down. Go. Tip it upside down. After this, you're going ice. Bang. Shake. Glass on. Oh, this is good time. 5 shakes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Crack it open. You got to crack it. Crack the side. Are you phoning a friend here? This is slowing you down. Come on. You got to whack it. You have to whack it.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God. I'm failing.
Here we go.
I'm too strong for
Oh, my God.
this.
This is stuck.
Oh, my God. I'm too strong. I have got the...
Strain. Bang. Strain it.
Oh, my God.
This is the best technique I've ever seen.
This is one of the best. Keep going. Don't worry about it. We're done. Here we go. 49.81.
Boom, bitch. It's half empty, but who cares?
49.81. One of the best techniques I've ever seen.
Do you know what?
Unbelievable.
My muscles really stitched me on that one. Like, let's be honest. I could have done that in half the time if I wasn't so strong.
You whacked it too hard on the top.
I did, didn't I?
Even I couldn't get it open.
I'm pretty strong like that.
That was phenomenal.
The strainer upside down was my favourite part.
Yeah, sorry. But, you know, she's collecting ice. It's like a little entree now.
Oh, my God. All right, we're going to clean this up and we'll come back. Granny, you've ended up at the bottom of the leaderboard.
I don't want to talk about it. I might leave, actually. I'm a bit embarrassed about this.
I've seen some ways to use a strainer. That was one of the best yet.
I was trying to be entrepreneurial about the whole thing.
We put a denote on your time. Too strong because you whacked.
I waxed that glass in.
You whacked the glass way too hard.
I really did.
Anyway, I want to know a bit more about this whole. I understand a little bit because my background is graphic design and marketing, and I started off as a graphic designer. But people don't understand, I guess, where you pull inspiration from, and like it's not just a Pinterest board a lot of the time. Like there's a lot of travel and seeing things, and then bikinis comes into like cuts and shapes, and there's so many different like patterns and all those kind of things. You had to learn all that yourself, like you just taught yourself.
Yeah, that was fun. I'm glad that chapter of my life is over. Yeah.
But you still got to come up with new cuts and stuff every season, every now and then.
Absolutely. And I'm very glad that I have now 10 years experience in the making. When it first happened, I was like, wait, what? I have to cut cardboard?
Yeah.
You know, so it's fun. And because with Moana, we're trying to dress as many body types as we can.
Yeah.
And like, you know, as females come in so many different shapes and sizes, like a size small top isn't going to fit the same on two different girls, even if they had the same measurement. So always pulling inspiration from our customers, asking them what they want. You know, do you want more support? Do you want a sunbaking bikini? Like, what's everybody's measurements? So always like digging back into the customer to find out exactly what they want. And then print designs. Well, that is just a whole other kettle of fish. And my funnest part, by the way, like that is the best part of my job, I think.
It is good fun. Because back when you would have started this, traditionally bikinis were sold in sets. You guys sell everything in singles and always have? Like in tops and bottoms? Or
we do sets and separates just for pricing options for people.
Because I think like literally that's the way, say, bikini brands and surf businesses, anyone that's actually made bikinis has always sold in like a set, like for the longest period of time.
Mm-hmm.
And there is so many different body shapes. Like you can have a big bum and literally you got a small top.
You got
like,
no boobs.
Yeah. And
they're
like
gone.
what happens? And like then you've got to buy 2 sets of bikinis or like I'm not a female, so I have no idea what would happen in that situation. But
it's expensive. That's what it is.
And you're mixing and matching. And I think that's probably one of the coolest trends. I had a retail boutique and we sold lots of bikinis. And I think one of the coolest things I saw was people mixing and matching other people's brands and patterns and coming up with their own sort of their own set, if you will.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what Moana was all about in the beginning. This is the first time I'm telling anyone this, by the way, but back when I started Moana and we wanted to do the mix and match from the get-go with prints and solid colors, I wanted to call them fun pants. Ew, imagine if I went with that. Fun pants. Come and get your fun pants.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, our mentality was always we want to mix and match, and not just for like a sizing preference, but more like we just want, to be honest, I'll be very honest, I felt guilty taking people's money in the beginning. I'm like, God, I feel bad that you're spending like, you know, $70 or $80 on a bikini. Like, I feel guilty about that. So I want to, with our orders, everyone gets free gifts in our orders. We try and make our prints really diverse with the outside and the inside. So you can mix and match, not just across that certain collection, but across ones from the past as well. Cool. We always offer solids now, so you can mix and match your solids or just have the solid bikini if you don't want the print. And I always have that mentality of like, I can try to give you as much as I possibly can.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
And then when you're designing the prints, where do you draw? Like, I know most people say they jump on Pinterest or they see stuff on Instagram. Is there any other places you kind of dive into inspiration, like, or do a bit of research back into like 70s, 80s, or like culture, like, I don't know, hip hop culture, or like 70s, 80s sort of.
Do you
want
a job at Moana? Because you're great.
I love this shit. Honestly,
it's so fun.
We go through that process every time we design something. Like we go through like, why are we doing it? What's happening? Why do we want it to look this way?
Mm-hmm.
Why do we want it to have a vintage feel or whatever it is? Like, what's inspiring
that?
Is there kind of those things every time you go through? Is there anywhere else you pull inspiration from?
Yeah, absolutely. Pinterest is always my first stop. Go to Pinterest, create a board. Especially lately now, we've kind of changed our whole, dynamic of how we do business. We used to do quite big collections of like 24 to 30 pieces, and we would drop that over a 6-month period of time, 3 to 6 months, give or take. But recently we've started to do more smaller drops that are more styled. So like we've got a retro one coming out. We've got like a destination one coming out. So I find that when it is a little bit more themed, it's kind of easier to pull inspiration because you have a direction. Yeah. But when we're doing classic Moana, and I feel like that's still like our top seller, which is like a fun tropical fruity print, reversing into something a bit more subtle. Yeah. When we go to do that, which is what we're currently designing right now, I should have brought some samples in for you guys to wear. That would have been so cute.
Little clothesline in here.
That would have been so fun. Well, I will come back and beat my record. So next time.
We'll be back.
But I actually, I like to do the Pinterest thing. I like to just take time out. Yeah. I like to just go for a walk and just think about why I'm doing this collection, why I want it to be portrayed the way it is, what colors are the customers loving right now, and really, again, just think about them. I do like to jump on to pretty much every other company I can possibly think of, and not just swimwear, like anything, and see what they're doing, and pretty much I want to do the opposite. Yeah. I never want to follow a trend. We've actually been designing certain things, and then I've seen it on a similar swimwear company. I'm like, nah, scratch, we're not doing that because it looks way too close. So we very much, let's stay away from the trends and just do exactly what we want to do in house.
So many people don't know, like you'll know this, but there's websites out there that you pay money for that give you trend reports.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Ew, buy.
And you pay like a lot of money and you can go in and they'll say, rightio, this is what's trending on the runway. In a year's time, it'll be trending in this category, it'll be trending in this category and trending in this category. And that's kind of how the fashion falls down from top level, like runway, to like bottom end Kmart, Target fashion. And it's all recorded and like it's very like predictable, which is like super scary. But I love that you don't look at trends, you don't look at what everybody else is doing, you just focus on what you're doing and design what inspires you. Do you guys design the whole thing? So like by the whole thing, I mean design the bikini, and while you're doing that, you're thinking about the photo shoot and the marketing and the branding and the community stuff that's
doing it
all
right
at once.
now. From start to finish, and now that we've got multiple collections going on at once, we're doing it times 3. So I'm like, okay, so we've got this, we need this kind of model with this kind of destination, and it's a lot, but it's the funnest part. It all honestly starts with the vision, and then pulling cuts, designing new cuts, creating the prints that are going to accompany it, thinking of how we're going to shoot it. What's the concept? What's the video going to be like? What kind of content do we need for Instagram? And do we make TikToks for this one? And how are we going to redesign our website? Like, it's so much. But I think once you surround yourself with a really good, loyal team that are just as obsessed with the brand and the message as you, then it's a lot more fun. It is not work. We all just have such a hell time talking about it and drawing inspiration with each other. And it's just way too much fun.
I think that's very similar to here, except we drink cocktails while we're doing it.
We eat donuts.
Really, it's so much fun. And when you have that, like how big's your team now?
We have 9.
That's pretty cool.
It's fun. It's good.
You just told me you bought the building you're in and you've like done the reno, and I saw you like you've got like a theme, like don't look at our basketball hoop. It's a milk crate currently on the wall it's got a pink background, but it's a milk crate because somebody broke the other one. But like I've seen you guys got like a really cool like pastel basketball hoop in the middle of like your area, and then obviously you've got like your nice office. You guys have been able to grow and renovate and give your staff a really nice space to work in.
It's been a dream, and I just know how much the girls and Ryan, poor Ryan, they all appreciate it. It's beautiful. Yeah, we were lucky. We bought it 12 months ago. We've been in there for maybe just over 6 months now, and it's amazing. It's just a good vibe, a good atmosphere. Everyone's more productive. We have a basketball hoop when we get a bit of brain fog.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. Actually, you guys will definitely have to come visit us.
I want to come.
Come play some basketball.
Yeah, 100%.
I am good at that. Actually, maybe we could have a basketball challenge so I can kick your butt with that.
We'll go to the milk crate first. It's ghetto out there.
Challenge accepted.
Yeah. With growing a business, like it's all, I guess, fun and games when you're dealing with bikinis and you're putting out really great content and stuff, but nobody really gets an idea of the behind the scenes. Like here, I know, like we've flogged ourselves, and we have obviously growing issues with money and buying stock, and you're trying to scale and keep a business going. You've got rent and overheads, and you're trying to grow your team and all those kind of things. Is there any of that stuff that like, is there any advice or any of those kind of things that probably give me? But like,
I would like some of yours, please.
But like, is there any of those behind the scenes things that happened to you guys that you wish you had have known before you started, or have you guys had good on like, what are they called? Oh, fuck, I've got a mind blank right now.
Little financial boost?
Yeah, like financial boost or mentors or anyone that's kind of helped you along the way or given you like that little bit of like, oh, fuck, we're having a real hard trot. Like how do we get through this part?
Yeah, I know it's tough. It's just like, even just thinking about it now, I'm like, wow, that's just such a big part of business. And I feel like not many people talk about it and have the conversation. So yeah, it's hard. And like, even when you just said, have you spoken to many people? Do you have like a mentor? And I'm like, you know what? Not really. I feel like a lot of people don't really chat about this, which is why I think this podcast is so cool. Everyone's so open. We definitely have growing pains. Like, you know, it's just like cash flow. You know, we want to be doing so much quicker, really, and it's so hard which is a good problem to have. Our demand is so high, so we can drop a line, it sells out so quickly, but then it's, you know, we've got to get that stock in quicker. So we're having trouble getting stock in quicker to replenish to then keep our sales going, which is a great problem to have. Very much fixable, but I think, and I remind myself every day for a little self-advice, is things take time. And I think you just need to give yourself a little bit of compassion for everything that you're doing, and things are never going to happen overnight. And I think as well, when you're watching other people's journeys, like you were just saying, you don't see all the drama. So you kind of are comparing yourself like, but they've scaled up in 12 months and how come I'm not doing it at the same rate as them? And everybody's journey and experience is so different. And I think we all need to be like mindful of that as well.
We've experienced I'm very lucky to have business partners that have owned businesses, and my wife is a sounding board that I've owned business with, and she's been in other we've had good exposure to other things, but like some of the shit you come across, like for you guys, like you and probably a lot of your customers don't even know this, but like you pay somebody to design it and spec sheet it out and do all those kind of things. You send it off, you place your order, you pay for it, and then there's probably like, I don't know how long your shipping times are, but there's anywhere between 2 to 12 weeks shipping time that you've paid for stock that hasn't landed, that you've then got to sell, and it sells out immediately. You ship it all out, and then you're like, holy shit, we need to order more, and then there's another 12 weeks till you can get more income, or you've got to pay for the next, you order bigger, and then you've got to pay a bigger sum of money. Like,
there's a lot. It's a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of waiting. And I think the hardest thing too is like some of our customers, they just love the product so much. And then if it sells out, like we have sometimes when we do a launch, things can sell out literally in less than 5 minutes. Just one thing's gone. And we've got hundreds of units of it. It's not like we've got 30. Like we have so much stock, and it goes. Very thankful, by the way. But there's obviously people that don't understand the hustle behind it, and they will come on Instagram and they'll write us off. And I'm like, oh, my heart's breaking. Like, I want to fit you in this.
I want to give you this product, but hey, we told you it was coming.
I think that's the hardest part. And I'm just like, we're all trying so hard. And I guess the demand is cool though. It does keep people coming back. So I guess in a sense, like it's great, but I still feel bad when I read those kinds of comments.
Do you find they're more vocal like towards you or towards the business, or like, because obviously Moana is like, it's you, right? Like that business is you. It's very much you. You're the face of that business. Do you find, because they have easy access to who you are and what you do, that like here we have a customer service team, isn't like our whole philosophy is that Mr. Consistent is the person making the product. It's not,
it's cool.
Yeah. It's kind of anyone making the product, anyone shipping the product. It's a team effort. Mr. Consistent is our team,
yes,
if you will. But you have a very visible profile. Do you feel like they come for you when they can't get something?
Absolutely. And they're not always nasty, but they definitely slide into the DMs, or they tag me in the Moana Army, just to let me know of something. And they know that I'm always in there. I do like it though. I do spend a lot of time talking to my customers, and a lot of them have actually turned into friends now. Like I've met them and I've experienced them in real life. So, but yeah, the easy access is a big one. Sometimes it comes to me and I'm like, Kimmy, who's my customer service queen, I'm like, Kimmy, help. They're coming.
They like, I had somebody find my number on LinkedIn the other day, and they were like, hey, my order hasn't turned out. And they texted me on a Saturday, and I was like, hey, no worries, I'll find it out for you. And then like I got back to them on Monday, and they're like, thank you so much. But like that to me, I was like, whoa, whole shit. I'm starting to become like a little bit easy access when we have a team to kind of do that thing. But I'm never ever going to turn that person away, or I'm never going to ever be like, oh no, that's not my job. I'm going to find out, because it kind of helps me keep my finger on the pulse of the business a bit. Like not that you're micromanaging stuff, but you know what's going on. You know what, like we sit down every morning, we discuss shipping delays and freight delay, like all those kind of delays. And it kind of helps you keep your finger on the pulse and make sure your business is staying relevant and staying true to its core values and all those kind of things.
Absolutely. I love jumping in other job roles at work on taking over some of the girls' jobs for an hour and just seeing where everything's at.
Yeah.
It's really fun. It's exciting. And it actually like brings me back. I'm like, oh.
I spent the last 2 weeks in here packing orders.
Oh, did you? That time you did some work.
Tommy was packing orders. Kersten was like our whole marketing team was in there. Like I think it was Afterpay Day sale, something like that. And it went crazy.
Yeah.
And like literally our whole admin team and anyone that sits on a computer in this business was out there packing orders, because it was just so crazy. So kind of gives them a new respect for that team, and this team then respects what they do, because they're the reason that they're having to pack so many orders, because they're doing a good job.
That's your fault for being so brilliant.
That's so cool. Like your story is amazing. Like the Moana Moana Army.
Moana.
I always say it's my Bogan accent.
Yeah, Moana Goanna.
Yeah, Moana, bruv.
You sound like my dad. I'm like, Dad, Moana.
Like that whole community thing, like that's what I aspire for this business to have is like this cocktail club, cocktail community, and just like to be a part of it. I love it. It's so cool.
It's awesome.
I want that part to grow.
Well, I can tell you now, and I was explaining to you about this before the podcast, but the whole Moana team is definitely already part of your community. So they were very excited for me to come here today. They're huge fans.
That's cool. I'm definitely sending you home with bottles for the girls and Ryan.
And Ryan.
How did like you get to a point where like you measure success can be measured on monetary value, sales, revenue, profit, all those kind of things. Is there other things that you measure success by?
Yeah, absolutely. If anything, like sales are great, but I think that I measure it more on just like my happiness and my team's happiness. I think that we've all been in shitty jobs in the past as well. So to be able to give like fun jobs to people is really, that's really successful for me. Yeah. And just to live the lifestyle that I live now with Ryan, and we have this beautiful house on the beach, and we just, we get to help our family if we need to. And it's just the lifestyle is just amazing. That's,
I think, the number one thing for me. And I when we started this business is like, the 12 months have been hard, but I've got a 3-year-old. So like the time with her is what, the more time I get to spend with her, that's what I measure. Like if I can spend as much time with her and my wife and going to the beach. And I think that's an important measure for me more than dollars in the bank, I reckon.
Yeah. Like I just want to be happy and healthy. And if my job can help me achieve that, then that's all I need. Just
and then
be
for your
happy
staff
and
stuff like that, like
exactly.
We had a staff member buy his first house the other day, and I was like, that's like, and then like our customer service got to buy a new car, and like knowing that you've been able to like have some sort of, I guess, influence in that person's life, and like fuck, when Brooke drove in here with her new car the other day,
oh, that's so exciting.
She's tooting and carrying on, and like that's pretty cool for us, like to be able to help, like that person definitely works hard for that, but knowing the job that we've given her and seeing how happy she is, that some way, shape or form we've been able to lead into helping her do those kind of things is pretty cool.
It's very special. And even like giving back to like all of our customers, making them happy, whether it be through cocktails or swimwear, like we're giving so much back to them. And even to us, it's like, oh, it's a bikini that we made, but to them it's like everything. They're going to go on vacation. They're going to like have a great experience, and it's just also contributing to all that.
In talking about like lifestyle and the measuring success on, I guess, what you get to do in your day and how your life plans out, what's a typical day look like for you?
What do you want, a weekday or
just like a weekday, weekend? Like obviously a weekday is probably more interesting to people. Like
yeah,
because
absolutely.
You are in the business, like jumping up, like
I am jumping up. I'm practicing on that basketball hoop. Just so you know.
Dunk.
Yeah, like my days, they're similar, but the tasks within the day change very much. But if we're doing like a typical day today, I get up around 7, to be honest, and I'm a bit naughty. I skip brekkie.
Do ya?
Yeah, I have like this mega coffee the size of my face, and then I like to be at the office first if I can. I always like to be at the office first and last. I don't know why. It's just the mentality that I like, because I feel like I can set up my day and make sure that everybody else is on track before we have our little catch-up meeting like you guys. But we always kick off our weekday with a meeting just to catch up on everything, any issues that we have or any promos we're running at the time. So that's always fun. And I love that time with the girls because we all just hang – and Ryan.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ryan. But yeah, we always have our meeting and then we're pretty much straight to the desk, and we're fun. We have like an open plan upstairs. Yeah. So we're in each other's business anyway. But at the moment, I've just been racking my brain doing all these new designs for next year. So we have a really big, exciting project coming up actually, and we've been going mental with this. I don't know if I can say it. Should I just say it?
I reckon.
Should I just do it?
Give us the fucking exclusive. Give me.
Okay, I'll give you guys the exclusive. But we are doing a collaboration with Nickelodeon.
What?
Oh, wow. That's it.
That's
I'm so excited.
Fucking cool.
You heard it here first.
Is this all like the reason you're wearing SpongeBob all the time currently?
No, I just like
do that. I just like SpongeBob.
I just love SpongeBob. But so currently we've been working with them a lot, coming up with this design and
That's
whole
so fucking
project,
cool.
which is like huge. And Really hard. This is probably the most challenging job I've had. Like, you asked me to design a tropical collection. I'm like, yeah, I can do it in a month. Like, boom. But when it comes to Nickelodeon, I'm like, okay, well, I don't want it to look too cartoony, but I need it to be on brand for Nickelodeon and for Moana. And as you know, like apples and oranges, they're so different. So at the moment, myself and my graphic designer, Kayla, we've been sitting down, nutting that out pretty much until the end of the day. So my butt just sits in a chair. Occasionally we'll get up, we'll do a little run around the block. Takes 11 minutes. I could challenge you to that as well.
You'd beat him.
I'm not the best runner.
But then knock-off time for us is around 4:30. The girls go home. I go home. Ryan and I will just go. And our goal is to find something fun to watch on TV, have good dinner, and actually take that time to zone out before we do it all again the next day.
That's awesome.
Yeah, just a lot of design stuff at the moment. A lot.
That's fun though. Like that's such fun stuff to be working on.
Yeah,
like,
it's a good job.
Nickelodeon's cool. Like I don't even. How do you pull that off?
I'll let you know.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing it. That's so cool.
This episode is sponsored by our production team. They're working around the clock using the freshest ingredients to make our delicious cocktail mixes for you guys to enjoy. Now back to the episode.
What are lots of people obviously bikini brands pop up everywhere now.
Every day. They're like growing like grass.
And there's a lot of cool brands coming out and there's a lot of cool stuff happening. Is there anything even in any old business, is there anything you would have said to yourself 10 years ago of any advice? Go for it. Don't be scared. Don't do it. Why am I here? Any of those kind of things or anything you wish you had learned or known earlier?
I just would have been you go girl, you run as fast as you can, which is kind of what I've done. But yeah, I just like the fact that we are so different. And I like the fact that we design everything in-house. I feel like that already sets us apart. Yeah. I feel like if I was just buying from China, a lot of these pop-up brands I see doing, I would have wanted to be don't do that. Yeah. Try to stick to, do it for you. Don't do it for money. Don't do it for likes or hits or your ego. Always do it for something that's in your heart.
You can kind of see that, I guess, at a business are very front-facing, right? You can see for what it is straight away. You can see whether it has a community or it has a following or it has something behind it. And typically those businesses have good intentions. They always have good intentions behind them. Anything that is done for money or, likes or comments or any of those kind of things, I feel like you can kind of see through them.
Oh, I think I can pick it in a second. I'm no, and that's not going to turn out.
Yeah, they've just gone, you know what, I've seen this bikini company. I love what they do. I'm gonna do the same sort of thing, or whether it be a cocktail company or men's. There's loads of people out there that kind of see an idea and they're like, oh, that's a cool idea. I'd love to own a catering company. Yeah, I'd love to have a taco truck. Yeah, any.
Might just jump on and buy myself one.
Any of those kind of things, and you can kind of see. I feel like you can kind of see through it. I think that's I love that advice.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's always good to just do it for you, nobody else. Yeah. Not for money, not for hits, just for you.
The next thing I want to know is, because I fuck it,
I'm nervous, boy.
I've been on your Instagram and I fucking love this, that you'll you get those messages, those DMs that are just downright nasty.
How cute are
somebody's
they?
having a shit day and they feel like putting their shit day onto you. And they write something that's inappropriate, doesn't need to be said, no one gives a shit about, but you screenshot it and then you put some funny video beside it. At what point did you go, you know what, I'm done with these a-holes. I'm going to start calling them out. I'm going to start doing these videos. At what point did that happen?
I think I've really started to go in on the trolls maybe in the last 12 or so months. And I love it. I think it's so funny. Yeah, I did. I got this really interesting comment and I was like, you know what, I'm going to screenshot. He was giving me crap about my silly dancing, which is obviously not serious. I just like to be a bit of a clown on Instagram because I think it's good vibes and it's funny.
People love that shit.
I just think it's hilarious. And I just like to laugh at my own self. I'm literally doing it for me. I'm not doing it for you.
I can't dance. Guilty.
Oh, me either. But, doing that for myself is just funny, and to watch other people think it's hilarious, I'm like, this is great. So, once I got a really good one about me dancing, and I was like, I'm going to screenshot it, post it, wear something stupid. I'm going to thrust towards you so hard. I'm going to thrust you off my Instagram. And it went mental. It just went so mental. This guy got so called out, or girl, I don't even know. It's probably a fake account. And then I was like, people love this. And I felt like it was also a good representation to be like, these are just words of somebody who actually has no idea who I am. They don't know me.
Anything about you.
Yeah. So why would I take it to heart and, put all that pressure on myself? So I'm just going to have fun with it. And hopefully I can lead by example to other people to not take words so strongly.
So seriously, because I imagine that kind of stuff happens all the time. Like nobody's rinsing me on Instagram, but I see the negativity that can happen. We had Molly Rose in here the other day, and she's a very good friend of mine, and she gets a lot of comments about her body because she's super skinny, but she's actually she eats like a monster, but she has this she's telling me she's got this crazy metabolism that just chews through food, and she literally can't put weight on, all these kind of things.
Yeah.
But people commenting on it, eat a burger, all this kind of stuff.
Gross.
And I'm sitting here going and she's fine.
Yeah, she's good.
Yeah, she's good. She doesn't need your advice.
She's here with her burger tower.
Yeah,
she's fine.
She's good. She doesn't need your advice. But she got to the same point where she's done the same sort of thing as calling out trolls and stuff like that. And I just, half the time, do you go into when they do that, do you go into their account to see if it is a fake account? You just go, bang, fuck you.
No, I just screenshot it. When I get a beauty, I'm like, yes, bang.
Thank you.
Thank you for the content, idiot.
Thank you
so
for
much
these
fun.
fucking 1.2 million real views that I'm going to get, you idiot.
Exactly, sucked in. Thank you so much. See you later.
It's so good because the body positivity stuff that you promote is amazing. I have a 3-year-old daughter, and I love what you do and the words you speak and all those kind of things, because I believe in a lot of that stuff. And people should just be comfortable in their skin. They shouldn't worry about what other people think, or looking in the mirror and being like, oh, I wish I had this or that, or not being happy with what they have.
It's tough.
Everyone's guilty of doing it.
Absolutely.
But I think people like yourself having that following and putting those words out there, also having the bikini line to back it up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's such a cool thing.
Yeah, thank you so much. It's definitely gone hand in hand. I actually remember this beautiful moment with a girl who was really into my body pose. She'd never worn a bikini. She came to one of our meetups, and her name was Janet. She was just the most beautiful girl, and she's like, I've never worn a bikini. I'm too scared. But we got her in her first Moana down the beach, and everyone just hyped her up, and she has only worn Moana since, and she still talks about it. And she's like, if it wasn't for you posting these silly things on Instagram and having the Moana community, I would have never done this. And I'm like, yeah, girl, this is the best.
That's so cool.
I love her. She's great.
Keep it up, man. That is so cool.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah. Do you have anyone else that you kind of is in in that same world as you, that you you talk to, and when you do get those things where you go oh, fuck this idiot, or you vent to, or is that Ryan, or
No, poor Ryan. I do enough. I mean, I talk too much to him about everything. Yeah. I give him a break. I've got a good friend, Michael Huxley. He also has a business of 10 years. We grew our businesses together, and we talk to each other a lot about all this stuff. We'll screenshot each other's silly messages and have a vent, have a joke, and talk about it in that way, but not in a sad way. We just kind of like to have a little hee hee.
Yeah, a little vent and a little laugh about how stupid that person is.
He gets it too, so we're two peas in a pod with that, so that's fun.
My next question was, what's next? But I know what's next. It's Nickelodeon.
Oh,
it's
is
huge.
it?
Or is it?
Dun, dun, dun. Well, no, I have more goss.
What is it?
I'm happy to tell you guys after I have a sip.
Let me have it. Because you guys, how often do you release collections now? You're still doing you still do a
3 months.
3 months.
Every 3 months.
That's a lot of work that's a lot of work to get done in 3 months. Drop 3 months.
Oh, I know. And even in between those 3 months, now we're trying to do these little micro drops of just little solid bikinis that just drop. So it's a lot. But we're actually planning on launching Activewear at the end of the year. So a brand new brand.
That's cool.
It'll be Moana's cousin.
Yeah.
And I have been working on this for nearly 3 years. I've gone above and beyond to find a really great fabric.
Yep.
I have never tried on so much fabric in my life. Oh my God. I guess it's the same with Moana. Like when we're talking about starting that, like, yeah, I could have gone to China and pumped out a bunch of, crappy quality leggings or whatever with some prints on it. But no, we've gone back to Italy and we've sourced our own fabric from start to finish. So we're finally at a place where we're about to start shooting that and dropping it before Christmas.
That's
Yay.
awesome. There's so much that goes into athletic wear.
It's tough.
Yeah, I've done plenty of ranges, and you like good material, good like down to the seaming and all those kind of things, and the moisture wicking and all those kind of things that people don't even know about.
I didn't even know about, and I'm like, hang on, wait, I feel like I'm starting all over again. What's wicking? Like, what are we doing here?
What am I doing with this? Where's the wicking? What's happening? We're not making candles here. All right. I've got this little card game here.
Oh no, another game.
Never have I ever pack.
Oh God.
Do we do the questions? We're gonna top 3. So I've got a couple of questions in here. I don't know. I don't even know.
Okay, now I'm nervous, guys.
The Shake Up card game. Never have I ever pack.
Wow.
It's online now. It's available.
I love that would be a nice Moana print right there, like a beautiful little sunset kind of moment. Mates rates, come on.
I drew all this. This is cool. The Never Have I Ever pack is a bunch of cards. Sit around, drink a cup of cocktail. You don't have to drink. You can just sit around with your friends and you get to learn maybe a little bit of information that you didn't know.
Well, don't you look at me like that.
All right. I've got 3 cards here. We are.
I'm getting sweaty palms.
All right. Feel like. All right.
Your face is disturbing me.
Well, there's one in here that like this card here is often brought up, and I'm like, I've never experienced it.
Okay.
So yeah, and I can't relate to the other 2. So.
Okay. Middle. Let's go middle.
Never have I ever taken a prank too far.
Oh, I'm king of taking this stuff too far. I've been known to make people cry by accident. Oh my God, I'm sorry, guys.
My Lord.
But yeah, I do have a banger. I'm gonna have to have a little sip for that.
Let me hear it. Oh, how do you like? Actually, I've probably taken a prank too far, but it's been a long time since I've played a prank on anybody.
Yeah, well, would you like to hear it?
Yeah, I'd love to hear it.
I was in a bit of a prank war with the neighbours next door about 12 months ago.
Friends or not friends?
Friendly.
Okay.
Friendly enough. Wouldn't go have a drink with them,
Okay.
but friendly enough. It all started small, just with small scares like, rah, and do it back. And then he decided to take it a little bit too far. And I was like, you are messing with the wrong bitch right now. So he scared me one too many times. I got some coconut oil that we used to tan the models with before a shoot, and I just sprayed his car handle with it. Harmless. It's going to be a slippery car handle. Who cares? But that really upset him. So he went. I drive a Jeep. So it is what it is. He went and got like a silicone glove and he wrapped it around the exhaust and taped it up. And obviously, I guess when you drive off, it's meant to make a big bang, right?
Yeah.
But unfortunately for him, I saw it. And I was like, I'm going to pretend that my car is
ruined.
Done. See you later. Brand new Jeep too. Like he even seen when we got the Jeep. He's like, brand new, cool. So anyway, I was like, cool, I'll play this out. So I ended up messaging him and I was like, oh my God, I'm so upset. Like, you've played this prank on my car. My car has overheated. It's broken down. It's done. I just went to get an Uber, but because I've got my dogs, they wouldn't accept my Uber. I'm stuck in Burleigh. It's 10:30 at nighttime. Like, what the heck? And then he was just messaging me all this, like, I'm sorry, but I left it. I was like, I'm not gonna reply to you. Even Ryan was like, are you gonna message him and tell him it's a prank? I'm like, no.
Let him stew on it.
I let him stew till the next day. And I was like, it was a prank. I'm fine. The car's good. And he's like, I nearly booked tickets back to my home country. I can't afford to fix your Jeep. I even made a vlog.
God.
He said he made a vlog being like, I've ruined Karina's car. I don't know what I'm going to do. and you know what? He never pranked me again.
That is so heavy.
Yeah.
That is so heavy.
Poor guy.
The other one I had here that I'm interested in
Okay.
here
Yep.
never have I ever had a paranormal experience.
Yeah, wild.
Have you?
I actually have. And I'm not like one of those,
We're
spiritual
talking like
ghosty
Ouija
people.
board shit or like
No,
what?
we're
What are we
talking like actual haunted apartment vibes.
Really?
Yeah.
Hang on,
I
I
never
feel like this was on Instagram. You put this on Instagram or something, did you?
Yeah, not long ago, someone asked me this question, and I very roughly was like, yeah, once we lived in this haunted unit, it was weird, and we moved out quite quickly. But yeah, like, dead sad, believe I've 100% seen Casper, the not-so-friendly ghost.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, what kind of shit was happening, though? Like, was it like
it
doors
was
opening and closing, or
Yeah.
like, the lights would be on and you didn't turn it, like...
It wasn't a light thing. It was like a static thing. So my dad, before my dad had his accident, he was a builder and plasterer. So he was currently building us our dream home. And in the meantime, we just had to live in some like little townhouse thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, the first night we were in there, we heard some crazy banging and rolling in the roof. Almost sounds like coconuts were dropping down one side and like rolling down the other end. And Dad came in, he's like, what the bloody hell are you doing in here? Like all mad at me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Dad, I'm in bed. And anyway, further on, like through the time we were living there, we'd wake up in the middle of the night to our radio, like just blaring, and we'd have to get up, turn the radio back down. The shower would be turning itself on and off, which was the weirdest thing, but like not a trickle, like I'm talking like
full bore.
And my dad was always like, oh, it's just bad plumbing, or like it's just this. My dad does not believe in ghosts and stuff. And like, I mean, like I've never really thought about it. I'm not like, yeah, ghosts exist or they don't. I've just never really thought about it. So I was like, Dad, 100%, like this place is super haunted. TV would just turn to static and make these weird like kind of sounds. And we were like, what is that? Real weird. And then the final straw is my dad was out. I was going to take my dog for a walk. And as I was leaving, the radio came on and the shower came on at the same time. And I was like, nah. This is it.
I'm getting goosebumps. Shit's so weird.
I picked up my dog and I've walked through to the garage, and my bedroom shared a wall with the garage. Yeah. So I've walked through the garage and I've just looked right, and I swear I saw a head or a figure come out of the wall, so it would have been in my bedroom, and look away from me. And I screamed so loud that the neighbors came over thinking that I had been attacked, and I ran down the driveway and I was hysterical. And then my dad took us out that night. So he believed it. He was just too...
See, this like... My hairs are standing up.
I'm scared just thinking about it. It was so weird.
Like I've never
so weird.
touched wood that nothing ever happens like... But my... like I don't believe in it, and I've never experienced it, so I can't believe in it. But my grandma would do Ouija boards and stuff all the time, and like she would like call in the spirits and blah, blah, blah. And like she would... No, thank you.
I would never,
No, thank you. No.
That was the only time, and I just thought it was looking back as well, I'm like, that was weird.
Oh my God. No, thank you. That is weird. Karina, thank you so much for coming in, sharing your story, giving us a bit of insight into what, and the goss. Give us a bit of insight. What do you guys do? How you do it? Where can people follow you? You've got Instagram, TikTok.
Myself and Moana everywhere. You just type in Moana or Karina, we should
Karina
pop
Irby.
up.
Type it in on Instagram. We'll link it all in the bio of the video and the podcast and stuff, so everyone can follow you. But thank you so much for coming in. We're definitely going to send you some drinks for the girls at the office. They're going to
God, I can hear them screaming from here.
over the other side of Burleigh, I can hear them. They're frothing.
Thanks for having me, guys. This was a really fun podcast.
Absolute pleasure. We loved having you in. Love sharing your story, and like honestly, keep up what you're doing. I love watching it. Our business loves watching it, and we love seeing local businesses like you guys just absolutely flourish and do the things you do for the community.
Oh, feelings are mutual. Thanks, guys.
No worries. Pleasure. Thank
Bye.
you. That's today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. You know the drill. Like, subscribe, leave a review. Go show the Shake Up some love and stay connected. Don't forget you can watch all of our episodes on YouTube. Also, jump over to our Shake Up Cocktail Gang Facebook page where you can find out who's coming up on the podcast. And if you've got questions for them, I'll ask the bloody questions. You can also use the code SHAKEUP for 10% off on mrconsistent.com.au. Thank you so much for listening. And just remember, shit that's fresh.